It's another tough conference game for us, and it's our first real road game. Obviously, we had the opportunity to go to Charlottesville, but the trip's going to be a little different. We've got a flight. We've got some guys who've never flown before, and the majority of our team, including coaches, have never gone to New Hampshire. Coach McDonald's done a great job with the team, and if you look at their record, these guys are undefeated at home. So obviously, their home crowd gets them going, and New Hampshire's a tough place to play, but we look forward to the challenge.
Thank you. Question?
Hey, Coach Scott, in general, in your experience, what makes a good road team?
I think it's just a resilient team, just a team that won't fall to distractions. Obviously, once you step on the field, it's just another football game, and it's no different than practice because obviously no one's cheering for you in practice, and you don't really expect anyone to cheer for you on the road. But I think just, we talked to our young guys about handling distractions and about, just making sure that we take care of our business.
When you talk about distractions, you mean flight delays or, whatever, stuff like that?
All the things that could happen, outside of your home comfort zone. Guys are going to sleep in different beds. Like I said, a bus could be late. There could be an issue with the plane. All those things that could happen. There may be a hotel in a small town that you don't necessarily like, but you can't control any of that stuff. The only thing, our guys can control is the outcome of the game.
Hey, along the same lines, are there a unique set of challenges that go with back-to-back games in New England?
No, not really. I mean, obviously, we just treat it week to week. I mean, we could be going to New England 2 weeks in a row, or we could be going to North Carolina next week, and we'll treat the road trips the same.
How about using any experience from playing in Virginia at UVA? Can that be applied at all at New Hampshire?
Well, I think it's a different set of circumstances. I mean, any athlete's going to get jacked up to play in front of, 55,000 fans. They're probably going to be about 5,000 or 6,000 fans there, and probably about 300 or 400 Richmond fans. So I don't know that you draw a lot of experience from that. It's an hour bus trip, and we didn't get there until 7 o'clock at night. Our day's going to be a little bit longer on Friday than it would normally be. So I don't know that you can draw a lot of experience from the Virginia trip.
You talk about not having been there. I mean, is part of that an advantage because they don't know what the distractions are going to be? I mean, they don't know. Does that make any sense at all? I mean, sort of not having reference of playing there might make it easier to just say, hey, it's just another road game?
Well, I mean, I don't know that it's a big deal either way. I think it's just the unknown. The guys have asked us, hey, Coach, what's it like? I think Justin Rogers is the only kid on our team who's actually been there. So Justin spent a lot of time with his teammates, just talking to him about the locker room situation, about the field situation, just about the surroundings. So, we'll handle it the best we can.
I know you look at all of their games so far, but their two conference games, they've only lost by a field goal each. Does that say more about how tough the overall conference is or about how they are going to play each and every team in the CAA this year?
Well, I think it's both. I mean, obviously you look at this conference and, if you look at the way the conference, shook out last week, you've got, just top teams battling each other. And, these guys lost, one of the last plays of the game last week. And, the other game they lost, down the stretch. So, this is a good team. It's been a good team for a long time. These guys have been in the playoffs the last 6 years in a row, so it's a quality program.
Are you guys any better health-wise this week?
We are a little bit better. Obviously we don't have everyone that we'd like to have back, but, we got some guys that we didn't have last week, and, we're looking forward to just plugging those guys in and continuing.
We were talking before we all sat down about how Ball broke Jerry Rice's record the last time you guys went up there. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, your fans may not know a lot about what New Hampshire has done the last couple of years. You said the last 6 years they've been to the playoffs. What is it that they do well? We have to worry more about passing or running, or from what I remember, they're pretty balanced, aren't they? They
do a great job on both sides. And the last time we went, Ricky Santos, was their quarterback. He was kind of a do-it-all guy. And R.J. Tolman's very similar to Ricky. He does a great job in the pass game. He can beat you in the run game. He's got a good group of receivers. And, their defense has played well, for years. And they haven't changed a lot over the years. So I think that's the strength that Coach McDonald has is, he has a program and he has a system. And, they're just not a team of the week.
Hey, Latrell, they have always had the reputation of having the thickest playbook in the league in terms of being multi-dimensional. Does that remain the case, and does that make them difficult to deal with?
They do a lot, and as far as difficulty, I think what they do is they make you play sound football. With their zone reads and options and all the things that they do, is they make you play sound football defensively. And I think we're going to play a lot of base defense and not have our kids think a whole lot. Not do a lot of different things, and just make sure that we're in the right place, in the right gap, in the right coverages, all those types of things.
How many guys have performed roughly? Did you ask Sunday night or anything?
No, we didn't ask, but there are a couple of kids that have asked about the flight situation, but we told them it'll be quick. I mean, obviously, I think it's about an hour and a half flight, so we'll get there.
Anything else?
Do you remember last time, and it may have happened pretty recently, but you had a running back go for 4 in a game?
I think it was Timmy Hightower against New Hampshire, I believe. That was my last year here in '07. I'm pretty sure this is the last time it was. Am I right, guys?
Yeah. Why is Tyler seem to be the preferred option in the red zone when you run the ball?
We trust him. Not that we don't trust a lot of those guys, but after the first game, we sat down and we talked with Tyler about his role on the team. And at that time, we said, Kirch, we're going to mix you carries, but you're going to be our third down back because, we trust you in protection. We trust you to catch the ball and make good decisions on third down, and that carries over into our red zone. And obviously he's become a tough goal line runner, and he's got a nose for the end zone. He finds a way to get the ball in there. And, one thing about us as a staff, if he's getting in the end zone, we're not going to stop him from doing it.
Anything else? All right, Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Coach Scott. All right, thank you.
All right, Justin Rogers, Tyler Kirchoff up next.
Hey, Justin, do you remember the last FCS road game you lost?
Last FCS road game we lost. I don't remember.
It's been a while.
Maybe App State.
No.
Was it App State? Villanova. It's App State or Villanova?
Don't know.
At Villanova,
Remember
right?
the season there with 2007.
2008.
2008 when we were number 1. And
Any recollections?
yeah, I remember. They were ready to play. I think we we knew they were a good team, but we started off real fast. We kind of got up on them, and they kind of kept fighting and battled back and ended up knocking us off. And I remember how excited they were, and I actually think that their students stormed the field. So that's the last thing I remember.
You guys were number 1. That was the first time
Yeah,
number 1
yeah.
since like 85.
It was the first week we were number 1, and we lost it that week. I remember that.
Hey, Justin, Latrell said that you're the only one of this team that's been to New Hampshire.
Mhm.
How much have the other players on this team come looking to you for advice?
A couple guys asked me, just like what is it like, and I try to give them my best description of it. Is tell them that the fans are gonna be extremely excited, and they really fuel off their fans during the game. And I just want to just try to let them know that you gotta distract yourself away from the outside factors in New Hampshire, because there's really nothing to really get excited about that's there. But you can almost bet that their team is going to be extremely excited, and then it's going to be a big conference game.
Great success on the road since Villanova. Why? What has this program had through the years that has enabled the teams to do awfully well on the road?
I think it's just because we play together, and all the guys on the team trust each other. So on the road it's kind of tough, because once things kind of go against you, it's easy to kind of fold and then kind of let a snowball effect take place and things continue to go bad. But I think we have a good unit to where when things go bad, we kind of really come together even more, and I think we overcome adversity on the road, and I think that was the key to winning road games in the past. Northern Iowa, exactly. Exactly.
Tyler, with 4 last week and the game winner in the opener, could you have imagined what your role would evolve into at the beginning of the season, especially since, going in, it was assumed that it was going to be by committee?
Obviously, still at this point, we still have 4 people who can carry the ball. It's just we've been a little banged up recently, but so I wouldn't expect it to stay the way it did this past game. But I'm just thankful for the opportunities that I've had, and I think all 4 of us will look to try to do great for the rest of the season too.
We ask you guys certain questions about going on the road, but what do you guys maybe not worry about, but what are your questions when you go on a road trip that you've never been on before, and what things kind of get in your head to either prepare for it or that you wonder about before you go?
I mean, the way we look at it is just another business trip. I mean, we've at least me personally, we've been on several away trips, and it doesn't really matter where we're going. We're just looking to get there. We have the same sort of itinerary every road game that we go on, so it doesn't change too much except for it's wherever we're at. So I mean, just being in New Hampshire, I don't think should change too much about this road trip, and I think we'll be all right.
Tyler, Coach Scott has referenced several times you going to him after the Virginia game to find out your role. Can you kind of tell us what went into your thinking? Was it difficult for you to go to him, and were you expecting a day like Saturday as an end result of that conversation?
Well, Coach Scott always says that he's got an open door to talk to any of us about any issues that we have, and I just really wanted to talk to him after that because I mean I wasn't happy with everything that had happened about that, and I just thought that I could do a little bit more to help us win, and obviously it helped out this past week. I'm just glad that he listened to me and gave me an opportunity